So, y'all, let's have this conversation. Because I want y'all to know, like, I'm not a politician. Um, I don't, like, get into that type of stuff. But I want to speak about Newark, New Jersey. Being from Newark, born and raised all my life, you know what I'm saying? If you from Newark, you know that your mayor is Raz, right? And a lot of people have their opinions why they don't like Raz, why they do like Raz. You feel what I'm saying? And that's cool. And you are entitled to your opinions. You feel what I'm saying? But now they have a lot of they have a lot of candidates that's trying to run for mayor, right? And this is why I don't vote for mayor of Newark, because my vote matters. Not only do my vote matters, I'm born and raised in Newark. Thursday would be 48 years that I've been living in Newark all my life. You feel what I'm saying? And what I realized about Newark is that they trying to get rid of everybody in Newark and trying to send us down south because they want to make Newark into a fancy area with for rich people. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that I don't vote for mayor is because I don't feel like nobody in Newark gives a fuck about the black community. Not only do they don't care about the black community, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about the senior citizens, the people with housing, the people with Section 8. They don't give a fuck about the youth. My thing is that it's a lot of people that running for mayor, right? And I hear them talking. Everybody screaming and yelling and pointing the finger and blaming. But I feel like this politician ain't nothing but a money scam. Once people get into the office, then they don't do what they're supposed to do. They're not going to help the community. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like when it's black people that's running for something in the community, they never help the black community out. But they will help the other races out. What I mean it is that living in Newark all my life, it's a lot of homelessness going on, right? And nobody in the city of Newark is addressing that issue. Because I feel like if the city of Newark have all this money, why is it so many people that's homeless? It's people that fought in the war for us. It's people that fought for this country that's right now to this day that's homeless, laying in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And why is that? Why is that? Why is it that people that fought for this country is homeless? And not only in North, nobody should be homeless. Nobody should be homeless. If the United States have all this money, why is people homeless? Not only that, they need to be more. They need to start speaking up on these scamming ass landlords. They got all these Jew landlords that's out here building up these apartments, taking over these apartments, charging $2,500 for these apartments, and don't these landlords don't fix nothing. The landlords only come out when it's time for inspection. You don't have no heat. You don't have no hot water. Like, my thing is that if you want somebody to vote for you, what are you going to do for the city? What, like, show me what are you going to do? I hear you talking, but what are you going to do for the youth? Like, I feel like they need to have a law, because what y'all not understanding is a lot of these kids out here committing crimes, right? And a lot of kids out here committing crimes are getting away with it. And I feel like if they change that, where these kids commit crimes and they have to go to jail to do time, then it's going to shape up a lot of these kids, because a lot of these kids is messing up the world. They out here committing crimes. They selling drugs. They stealing cars. They doing this and they doing that. And then what happened is that the city or the state will release them to their parents because they minors. But I feel like this: if you're a minor and you out here committing crimes, you should be able to go do the time. I feel that they need to focus more on these apartments. They need to have somebody in the state, not somebody that these landlords could pay money to keep them hush hush, and to make the apartments pass inspection, and people still got to live like that. They need to have somebody come from the state and the city to come out to all these apartments that's being rented to see how people is living, to see how these landlords are collecting the money, and they allowed that to happen. And then people get mad, was like, well, you knew the apartment was like that, da da da. But when you have to take this apartment because you would lose everything that you have to take what you got. But a lot of these landlords are so comfortable, and they feel as though like, I ain't got to do nothing to these apartments. They're going to pass inspection anyway, and I'm going to get paid. But that's not right. Nobody should have to live in an apartment where it's condemned, falling apart, no water, no heat. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair for the tenants that paying rent. Then you're paying all this rent, right? And you can't live comfortable. You scared to live where you live at. It's shooting. It's stolen cars. Like, and they need to make it weird that the bad landlords, they don't do nothing for their apartments or their property. They need to have it set up where them landlords need to go live in the properties that they make. Every property that these landlords make, they need to go stay in it for a year. And then maybe they'll be like, okay, we need to fix this up. This need to be done. This need to be done. Because why is it right for us to live in these properties paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and then when something goes wrong, we can't get these landlords to come and fix it? Then not only that, a lot of these landlords is scheming and scamming us, because when it's time to move out, they don't want to give us our security deposit back, right? Because they claim that the property is damaged. But how is the property $10,000 damaged? It's impossible. Because nothing in these houses is built, is paid, is put in over $1,000. Everything that they got in these houses, they done got from Home Depot and spent less money. So what they do is that they try to charge you your whole security deposit when you move out. Meaning, like, if the walls need to be painted, how was that $10,000? If the doors off the hinges, how was that $10,000? Like, a lot of the stuff that these landlords are doing don't make sense. But the city and the state is approving it. And then we need to have a advocacy. When I say an advocacy, is everybody, a black advocacy, a white advocacy, a Spanish advocacy, an African advocacy. All different races should have an advocacy when it comes down to some type of housing or Section 8, because we need support. How is it that y'all got all these agencies, right, that help you with your first month rent and security, right? But when you need help with your rent and security, nobody have funds. They out of funds. How is it that all these agencies get all this money coming in, right? But they can't help you. But they can help their mothers, their fathers, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, their friends. Why is it that people pick and choose who they help? And a lot of us, we are stuck where we at because they don't help us with security deposit or moving expenses. And then a lot of these places don't even care about those that got Section 8 or housing. They don't care about us because they feel that, well, if you're rent already cheap, y'all okay. No, people still struggle. I don't know why people think because you get Social Security, you rich. You could get Social Security and still struggle. I get Social Security and I still struggle. I still can't pay my bills. People think, oh, but you should be grateful for what you got coming in. Not that I'm not grateful, but I still can't pay my bills and I'm still struggling. They need to go. What they need to go do, they need to go lock up PS&G because PS&G is ripping us off. Do y'all see on the news that TSA, the security company that's in the airports is not getting paid? They working for free, right? But they got ICE up in there and they getting paid. How the fuck can y'all president, because that's y'all president, pay ICE to work in the airport but can't pay the TSA workers? Now, if I was them TSA workers, I would have fucking quit. Because what the fuck you mean you can't pay me? So that mean I could be homeless? Nah. There's no way, no how that they got ICE at these airports, paying ICE, but they can't pay the TSA workers. I know y'all probably screaming, taking y'all brains out because y'all voted for that man. Y'all voted for him. He done messed America up. Now all them TSA workers could be homeless because they can't afford their bills because of y'all president don't want to pay them. But he want to pay ICE. First of all, if TSA workers not getting paid, ICE should be getting paid. Nobody in the White House should be getting paid. Trump in the White House stealing all the money. He's going on vacations. He doing whatever he want to do. He's stealing all of the money. Then he try to shut everything down in the United States. Housing, Section 8, welfare, food stamps, WIC, stuff that we need. That just shows you that y'all voted for somebody that don't even give a fuck about the country. But y'all voted for him because a lot of y'all are just like him. Pedophiles. Don't care. Thieves. And that's what I mean. Y'all voted for him. God put him in a chair. But God don't let nothing happen to Trump. But let me be out there doing what Trump doing. Oh, I would have been got killed. I'd have been in jail. I'd have been all of that because God would have made sure of that. But Trump, y'all president, is doing everything. And God not even punishing him. And that's not right. God knows that Trump is wrong for not paying them TSA workers. But he going to put ICE in the airports and pay them. God knows Trump is wrong by sending the people, our family and our friends, our kids, our nieces and nephew, mother, father, grandfather over there to Iran to fight in a war because he done started and got half of them killed. God is okay with that. Because if he wasn't okay with that, why is he allowing it to happen? Why are we in another war? Y'all ain't paying attention. Y'all ain't listening. But y'all voted for her.